All right, let's talk about the future. We often think of it as this slow, steady march forward. But every once in a while, a year comes along that isn't just another step, it's a pivot. A moment when a bunch of world-changing technologies all hit the mainstream at the exact same time. And all the signs are pointing to 2026 being one of those years.
To get a sense of just how big this is, look at this number. That's the projected global spending on artificial intelligence just for the year 2026. $2.5 trillion. That's a 44% jump from the year before. This isn't just some gradual uptick, it's an explosion. And believe it or not, that's just one piece of the puzzle we're putting together today.
So here's the really crucial part. What makes 2026 so special isn't one single invention. It's the convergence. It's the fact that AI agents that act for you, robo-taxis becoming a normal sight, and gene therapies going mainstream, they're all happening at once. It's like a perfect storm of disruption. We honestly haven't seen this kind of simultaneous, industry-spanning change since the iPhone completely rewrote the rules.
And that, right there, is the big question, isn't it? Why this specific year? Why is everything hitting the fan right now? Well, that's what we're going to unpack in this explainer. We're going to break it down into 3 ripples of change, starting with the one that's closest to home, the upgrades coming to your daily life.
So, this first wave is all about technologies that are going to directly augment our personal lives. How we get information, how we see the world, how we get stuff done. This is the shift you're going to feel first, the one that's most immediate and tangible.
Okay, this slide right here, this captures the single biggest AI shift of 2026. We're moving past the AI we know now, the chatbot you ask questions to, which is basically an advisor, and we're entering the era of AI as an actor, an agent that actually completes tasks for you. So instead of you having to search for flights, then find hotels, then book a rental car, you'll just say, hey, book me a weekend trip to Denver next month. Keep it under $700 and get me a hotel near the art museum. The AI, it just goes and does all of that for you. It's a total game changer.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. The folks who are literally building this stuff are telling us exactly where this is all going. A key leader in the space put it really bluntly. The whole question and answer thing is about to become the most boring part of AI. The real value, the real revolution, is in action.
Another huge upgrade to our daily lives is happening, well, right on our faces. We've all heard about those big, bulky, super expensive VR headsets like the Vision Pro, which, let's be honest, haven't really taken off. But 2026 is the pivot point to something way more practical. Lightweight, AI-powered smart glasses from companies like Samsung and Meta.
Now I know, this quote from Mark Zuckerberg might sound a little over the top, but it gets at the core idea here. When you have an AI that can see what you see and give you real-time information, I'm talking instant language translation, step-by-step navigation, it becomes a real competitive edge. And that advantage, it's not just personal. It's starting to reshape the world right outside our front door.
So let's zoom out to that next ripple. We're moving from our personal gadgets to the physical world all around us. The streets, the sidewalks, even the skies in our own neighborhoods are being totally transformed.
And you can see how fast this is happening just by looking at public opinion. In a place like San Francisco, public support for robotaxis just jumped from 44% to 67% in only a couple of years. What was basically science fiction is quickly becoming a trusted, even a preferred way to get around.
And just look at this number, 1 million. That is Waymo's target for rides per week by the end of 2026. They just got a massive funding round, and they're expanding to over 20 cities. So you see, this isn't some little experiment anymore. This is a mass market service hitting its stride.
But it's not all smooth sailing. Not at all. The robo-taxi race has some very clear winners and some very big losers. While Waymo is scaling up, its main rival, Cruise, basically collapsed after burning through more than $10 billion. It just goes to show you how incredibly hard and expensive it is to get this technology right. The transformation isn't just happening on the roads either. You gotta look up. Thanks to huge partnerships like the one between Wing and Walmart, autonomous drone delivery is scaling incredibly fast. 40 million Americans can now get things delivered by air, turning our skies into a brand new kind of highway for logistics.
Okay, for our final ripple, and this one might be the most profound of all. We're moving from the neighborhood right into the human body itself. The technologies hitting their inflection point here are so deeply personal, they have the potential to redefine what it means to be healthy and maybe even what it means to be human.
So at the heart of this whole revolution is a technology called CRISPR. The simplest way to think about it is like a biological word processor. It lets scientists find and edit specific pieces of your DNA. It's like having a find and replace tool that can correct the genetic typos that cause diseases.
And things are moving so fast, we've gone from the very first approved CRISPR therapy for diseases like sickle cell, which is now being used to treat kids, all the way to the first ever personalized CRISPR therapy made for just one single infant. This is the dawn of truly individual, bespoke genetic medicine.
This number is it's staggering. In trials, Moderna's personalized mRNA cancer vaccine, and yes, this uses the same kind of tech as some of the COVID vaccines, it reduced the risk of melanoma coming back by 44% when used with other treatments. With over 120 trials happening now, these vaccines are about to become a revolutionary new way to treat cancer, and the first ones are expected to launch starting in 2026.
So, what does this all mean when you put it all together? Let's zoom out one last time and look at the big picture. The core theme of this whole tech pivot and, the very real challenges that are coming with it.
And this, right here, is the ultimate takeaway. The reason 2026 is so important isn't because all these things were just invented. It's because years and years of research, of scaling up manufacturing, of getting regulatory approvals, it's all finally coming together, pushing these breakthroughs out of the lab and into our actual daily lives.
Of course, this kind of rapid change comes with some serious anxiety. The number of workers who are genuinely concerned that AI is going to take their jobs has surged to 40%. This isn't some far-off fear anymore. It's a real, present-day issue that we're all going to have to grapple with right now.
It's also really important to separate the hype from what's actually happening. So this table is a bit of a reality check. Things like AI agents, robotaxis, smart glasses, they're being deployed in the real world now. But other stuff like consumer humanoid robots or useful quantum computers, well, those are still years away from actually making a difference in our lives.
And that leaves us with the final and most critical question. This isn't about if these technologies are coming anymore. They're here, the pivot is happening. The real challenge for all of us is figuring out how we're going to navigate the massive societal, economic, and ethical transition that's coming right along with it.